I have been slacking on making some brand new YouTube videos for the last couple of weeks. I've just been playing this new mobile game that I found, and I just cannot get enough of it. It's called Survivor.io. And when I say this, I am addicted to this game. And that's why I decided that I wanted to download 4 other addicting mobile games. And to start things off, I'm going to actually play the game that I am super addicted to. The first game that we will be playing is Survivor.io. This is the game that I have been spending a lot of my free time playing. This game is very simple. It has you fighting through different waves of enemies, collecting gems in order to level up your character. When you level up, there are 3 different options you can pick from. 1, picking a new weapon that you can use throughout the match. 2, upgrading a current weapon that you already have. And 3, picking a perk to power up those weapons or abilities. As you play through the levels, they are supposed to get harder and harder. There are 3 ways within each level. You must level up and survive until you can beat each wave's boss. Once you defeat a boss, the next wave starts, and it's supposed to be even harder than the first wave. So that's kind of how the gameplay works. Now let me take you into just leveling up your character in general. Not only do you have to level up your character for each level, you can upgrade your character so that your character is stronger through future levels. You have different armor upgrades you can upgrade. So you have a headpiece, you have a belt, you have gloves, you have a chest piece. So there are different parts that you can upgrade and get better to your armor. There are also different weapons. Currently, I am using a throwing star. Survivor.io also just recently dropped an update where you can now have a pet to take into each level. I currently have an eagle. He does some amazing work. I mean, look at him take out these enemies. Now, why I think this game is super addicting, while I was playing it, I found myself getting super excited, getting closer and closer to the end of each level and taking out that final boss. Even if you die and have to restart all over in that level, it still makes you want to play again because you got so close to reaching the end that you're like, okay, maybe instead of the boomerang, maybe I try a shield. So there's different ways that you can jump into a level and play it differently. Or if you want to go back and play a level, you could do it a different way. You don't have to do it the same way you did it before. It's just super addicting. The different weapons, abilities, the upgrades you can do. There's so much you can do to keep playing, and it's just so much fun trying to figure out different ways you can get through each level. Does anyone still remember or even play Candy Crush? Yeah, the game that took over everybody's lives between you, your friends, your parents, your grandma, even maybe your puppy was playing it. Well, we are playing that today. I found another game that is kind of like it. It is a puzzle game. So if you have played Gardenscapes, then you'll kind of know what this game is. You probably have seen it from the hundreds of ads off of Instagram. This is Royal Match. So the premise of this game is that you're supposed to save the king in different situations, is what the ads were showing you. Well, that's not really what the game entitles. So you spend most of the time solving puzzles, trying to get past the harder levels, earning points in order to make the environment. So the first level is basically you're outside and you're trying to build the outside of the garden. And then the second level, you go inside and you're building more of where the king would sit, his throne. Certain points of each stage, you get 1 level. Yes, 1 level where you get to try to save the king. Like for the first part, you actually have to solve the king's nightmares, and they're basically just that. They're nightmares. For example, one was me having to save him from a dragon, or me was having to save him from drowning. Honestly, I was kind of hoping that this game would do more of that. I think that would make this game more fun for me. I did play it quite a bit. I played it for about 3 days straight. I got to a decent amount into the game, but I kind of just got bored with it fairly quickly. To me, I have played Gardenscape, and what I like about Gardenscape is that there actually is a story. The gameplay is still the same as most of those puzzle games, but it kind of gives you a reason to want to upgrade. Like you get this old mansion and you want to fix it up. If they were to switch it around and make it more on saving the king or saving the royal family, doing something along that might make the puzzle more fun. And I think what made Candy Crush such an addicting game, because it was different from its time. There wasn't a lot of puzzle games like this. A lot of people that were playing Candy Crush were addicted to just how it was playing. And it was just a simple game that you could pull out, play it for a few minutes, beat a few levels, and then be done for the day. But the thing was that you can't get that now because there's so many puzzle games just like Candy Crush. So you got to kind of add something to it. Where I feel like they were going was in the right direction. I just feel that if they were to focus more on the saving the kings or saving the royal family within little challenges with the puzzle, I think it would have been a lot better. I did not get addicted as much as this game. Raise your hand if you have played or currently playing Clash of Clans. Well, if you guys did raise your hand, I do have a very confusing and complex game for you guys. It's kind of like Clash of Clans and a more complex strategy game had a baby. This is a strategy-based game closer to kind of strategy and kind of Clash of Clans, where you build up your base, you build up your army, you expand your reach, and you search for items. Honestly, I only played this maybe one full day out of this whole last week. I tried to get back into it. I just found myself like not really wanting to get into it. You know, I'll let you guys look at the screen for a sec and tell me like how confusing it looks. Okay, that's enough. Out of all the games I played, this one's probably my least favorite. I did try to put enough time into this game, but I just found myself putting like 30 minutes in and then getting bored. And then I would try to come back, but maybe another 30 minutes in and I would just get bored. So this game is just... it's just not what I want, I guess. So with Clash of Clans, when you attack a base, you actually get to see your army go and attack that base. This game, it doesn't really do that. They do a different thing. So when you attack an enemy to expand your region and expand your base, you fight another set of army, but there's like no animation really. Like, yeah, it shows like them kind of like firing back at each other. I was kind of hoping a little bit more, just like what Clash of Clans does. I actually get to see like maybe a little armies fighting against each other. You don't get that. The gameplay there is more of a strategy based thing, but even strategy based games have an animation. Like Final Fantasy, they have animations. The other thing too, in order to search for items, you have this map with a lot of different areas you can attack. When you go to attack, let's say this helicopter, it doesn't show anything. It shows your guys walking to that helicopter, and then as soon as they touch that helicopter, the location of the helicopter, it either says victory or defeat, which half the time it just says victory. So I don't even know if you can get a defeat with that. And then you just collect whatever resources from that victory, which I was honestly hoping that they would do more of you see a little fight animation like how Clash of Clans does. I think that would have added more to the game and I would have been more addicting to the game. The few things I do like about the game, which I feel like were the only parts I kind of was addicted to, was when you want to upgrade one of your soldiers, all you do is just put them together and then they go to the next level. You take that soldier and combine it with the same soldier, put them together, and it makes the next level. But I did like that because it was different. I don't think I've played a mobile game where you can just click and drag one of your soldiers and combine it with another soldier. But that also did lead to another issue that I had, where a lot of the times when I would try to click a soldier to drag it to another soldier, I found myself just clicking on a building and moving that building. It was super annoying. I get why they did this. Maybe I just haven't given this game enough time, but I just found it super repetitive and not that engaging to me, at least. Like, I get why people could see this as an addicting game. These last two games have probably been the two games that I have played out of this whole entire week. These games have taken over my life. First one up was Subway Surfer. And now if you guys have played Temple Run back in the day, you could say I was pretty addicted to that game. I would spend hours aiming to get the highest score, to be the best in my class. I got so good at Temple Run that I was one of the best in the class. The first few times I played, I didn't do the best. I couldn't get past like 1,000, 2,000. But after a few times playing, oh, I was mastering it. I was super addicted to this game. So addicted that I even got over 102,208 freaking high score. I guess you could say I was really enjoying this game. The game is so addicting, mainly for the aspect of when you play the game and you're trying to see how far you can last, and when you get so close to beating your high score, you run into a freaking train that comes out of nowhere and you lose that high score, you just want to jump into the next game and try it again. And then maybe you beat it. Maybe you don't. Maybe you get closer, but then you run into a freaking roadblock. So then you want to jump into another game. And you just go down this rabbit hole of playing game after game after game. And then you also get the dopamine hit for completing the mission. So you want to complete more missions. And it just keeps you in a loop of wanting to play more because you want to beat the high score. You want to beat the missions. What I do like about the game that makes it really addicting is that there's a lot of characters, multiple characters that you can unlock or even purchase. You can even purchase different types of hoverboards or skateboards. I don't know what they're supposed to be. I think they're hoverboards. There's power-ups you can unlock, and you can upgrade your power-ups that you find in the level. There's events you can run. There are daily and seasonal quests. So everything just makes you keep wanting to play the game over and over. Like I said, beating the high score, leveling up your character so you can get farther, learning how the stage works and the season stages so that you can get better and quicker and achieve that high score, become the best of the best. I would say that this was one of the most addicting games out of the list. It had me wanting to play more, wanting to beat my high score, getting nervous when I was almost caught or running into something. But when you finally lose, oh, it feels like the world was ending. The final game that I have played throughout this whole entire week to see how addicted I get to it is a game that I've even been streaming recently. I have done 3 streams lasting up to 2 to 3 hours playing this for nonstop, even logging in, maybe not to play the game, but to log in to unlock a skin. The final game here is Stumble Guys. If you guys have played Fall Guys, you guys know what Stumble Guys is. It's basically a ripoff of Fall Guys, but in its own way. In Fall Guys, you're more fluid and it's a little bit easier to control your dude, and the levels are based around the movement, and it's just everybody has a chance. But with Stumble Guys, your character's a lot more slippery. Like they douse themselves in oil and they're just slipping and sliding all over the place. So Stumble Guys has something that Fall Guys doesn't have, which makes this a paid to win game in a way. You can either pay it with actual money or you can earn gems in order to purchase these things. But Stumble Guys has a way to basically troll other people, either by kicking them, throwing a briefcase at them to win a game, because they will literally target you. Every single time I stream this game, just for the fun and to have fun, my fans kept trying to troll me. If you do not have one of these abilities, you are out of luck, because they will literally spend half the time trolling you. But yeah, so Stumble Guys is basically a ripoff of Fall Guys. All the stages are a format of Fall Guys. So there's not really much difference between Fall Guys and Stumble Guys. Obviously with Stumble Guys, there's a lot more, I don't want to say cheat ways to get to the final or get to the end of the stage, where Fall Guys, it's kind of more fair, and Stumble Guys, it's more of a, if you don't buy these things, you suck. It's just weird. I have been spending so much time playing this game and enjoying it so much. I have played a lot of custom matches. I have played a lot of just regular matches, and it's just like Fall Guys, but some odd reason I have been playing Stumble Guys more than I have been Fall Guys. So every day you get a free spin to unlock either gems, unlock a skin, or unlock some of the seasonable character tokens to unlock those characters. So I like that Stumble Guys has this function, because you don't really have to spend money on the game if you don't want to. Where with Fall Guys, if you want that skin, if you want the season pass, you actually have to, for the most part, purchase those skins or that pass. Yes, they do have skins where you can unlock or earn points to unlock, but a lot of the times you're spending money on the skins or the season pass. Where Stumble Guys, you have to kind of play it a lot in order to unlock those things. But I don't know what it is, but Stumble Guys had me playing it literally so much. I have probably played Stumble Guys the most out of every single game on this list. So it has been a week. I've tried to play all these games as much as I can. Some games I played more than other games. Some games I barely played at all. And out of all of the games I have played, some of you guys are wondering what game was the most addicting game that I played. I have to say, the least addicting game that I played, I would have to say, was Top War. Next, I would say it would be Royal Match. It's hard for the last three. The last three is where I get stuck on because I played a lot of Survivor.io. I have played a lot of Subway Surfers. I played a lot of Stumble Guys. So it's kind of hard to sit back and pick one as the top freaking dog. But I have to say, third place would be Survivor.io. I haven't played it in a while. It is still a game that I will go back to from time to time and play for fun. I've been playing a lot of this week Subway Surfer and Stumble Guys. So that leaves, which one would I say is the most addicting out of all these addicting games that I have played? And I have to give it to Stumble Guys. I'm sorry. Subway Surfer was very close. I played a lot of Subway Surfer and I do still play it and I enjoy it. I just enjoy jumping in. It's a quick game. You can pause it. You can lose it. There's just so much with Subway Surfer that makes it so much fun. But the fact that Stumble Guys, I can sit there and stream. I built up a community with it, a little community with it. I've been playing a lot of it. I literally will start my morning sometimes, jump into the game, spin that wheel. Some of the other games I might not play until later in the evening, but Stumble Guys, it has taken over my life. So out of all these addicting games, I would say that one is a game that I would totally recommend getting addicted to. If you guys want me to do more addicting games, leave me some addicting games that you guys play in the comments down below, because I would love to hear what games you guys are addicted to. These games were pretty addicting, but have you guys maybe tried playing some of these bad Minecraft games? Yeah, I did. And let's just say they were very, very bad.